Arson Judge is headed to the San Francisco Giants on a 10-year deal for $35,000. In other news, Aaron Judge, the home run king, the AL home run king, has returned to the New York Yankees on a $360 million deal for 9 years. We have him for his whole career. He will die a Yankee. I'm pretty ecstatic. It was a very stressful Tuesday hearing all the news that was breaking, especially John Heyman, thinking and telling us that Judge was going to San Fran and then retracted his statement, and the whole Twitter universe went crazy. So that was the Tuesday, but woke up this morning and you saw that the deal got done. So it feels great, Derek. How are you feeling about everything?
Yeah, it feels good. I always felt like Aaron Judge would return, but look, San Francisco was definite competition. We knew that they were going to do whatever it took to get him. It even sounds like the San Diego Padres were very much involved as well, and they've been trying to throw money out there. But when all is said and done, Judge wanted to be a Yankee. The Yankees wanted Judge, and they came to an agreement. Hal Steinbrenner sounds like he got involved at the last moment to really, make sure this was going to happen. And look, Judge bet on himself and he won because, before the season started, the Yankees offered Judge that 7-year, it seems silly now, but 7 years, $250 million deal. And at the time, it seemed like a truly more than reasonable deal. Then Aaron Judge has the season of his life, one of the best seasons we've ever witnessed. And here we are at 9 years and $360 million. But this was something that had to be done. Look, is it going to look great years in the line? Probably not. But still, you take Aaron Judge off of this team, and I don't know how it would have looked. You're looking at a team that, like, this may very well, depending on what else you did, this very well may not be a playoff team. So Judge, now you're looking at someone who very likely might be named captain, the first captain since Derek Jeter, which is no small thing.
Right.
And now the fans can, at least for that, and look, there's a lot more work to be done because look, like all they're doing is just bringing him back. It's not like he's a new addition, but this is a really good thing. I think Yankee fans should be very happy about this. And for Hal Steinbrenner, who's been, criticized a lot and rightly so in a lot of ways, he is the closest thing that we've seen to him looking like his father, George, and saying, look, like, we want him. You're not going anywhere, and you're going to be Yankee for life.
For sure. And I mean, how bad would the optics have looked if, Judge walks after the Yankees make this announcement about Cashman, being extended 4 years. And then, his first thing during this extension is letting Judge walk like that. It just would have been a very messy situation. So I think the Yankees are very fortunate as an organization. Maybe let's get into some of these other additions now, just that in terms of, what the Yankees, I think, need to, do during this offseason to bolster up the team. Like you said, Judge is just getting, we're just getting Judge back. We haven't added anything from this, even though, this is a huge burden lifted off our shoulders as Yankee fans. But where do you see the rest of this offseason going? And then maybe we'll touch on Tyone at some point.
Yeah, I expect the Yankees to be fairly active. Now, obviously, with them signing Judge to this large contract, could that maybe limit them in some other ways? Maybe it does, but I do think that they know that they need to improve this team. If the Yankees are going to get anywhere close to the Astros, who also signed Jose Abreu, the Yankees are really going to have to make definite improvements because they, as we saw with Aaron Judge, they are not really close to Houston. Like, that's just the facts. So now, while I think that the main thing for me is still the offense, Carlos Rodon, who pitched very, very well for San Francisco last year, the year before that pitched well for the Chicago White Sox, he's out there. I really would like to get him if at all possible. Now, look, that might be a 6-year deal, but he's only 30. He was someone who I think was seen, he was highly touted initially, but really had some bad years with Chicago. So he's kind of a late bloomer. It's not as if he's thrown a ton of innings. Like and I think he's recently had, which is a good thing, I think he's recently had Tommy John surgery, so he's done with that. But Carlos Rodon is out there. It sounds like the Yankees are interested. And if you could add him into the rotation with Cole, with Cortez, with Severino, that would be really big. And also, as you mentioned, Jamison Tyone is now going to be a member of the Chicago Cubs. And, hope he does well. Was a fairly good Yankee in his 2 seasons here. I don't think it's a major loss. I think he was definitely a solid middle to back end of the rotation guy, a really likable guy. But now he's with the Cubs. And look, I don't really trust Frankie Montas, but he'll be around, and they're going to try to make that work. I fear like it's going to be Sonny Gray 2.0. And, there's still the likes of Domingo Germán and Clark Schmidt. So if you had Carlos Rodon in there, this is a very solid rotation. So that's kind of the first order of business. And then it'll be interesting to see. Left field is definitely somewhere a position of need. And will they re-sign Andrew Benintendi? His stay with the Yankees was short only because of the fact that he got hurt. And that was a big loss. I think that while I don't think they would have beaten the Astros with Benintendi, I think that his contact bat would have been nice to have. And he's a lefty as well. So we'll see if Benintendi returns. There's also Yoshida, who is coming over from Japan. And I know there might be some interest there. Like Brandon Nimmo from the Mets is a free agent. So there are, outfielders to be had, not too many, but the left field is a position of need. What's going to happen with Josh Donaldson and Aaron Hicks? Those are contracts that you'd like to get rid of, but who knows? Like, would I be shocked if they're here? No. Would I be shocked if they're let go? No. So it'll be interesting. There's a lot of work to be done on this Yankee roster.
For sure. Do you see any changes happening in terms of, the relief pitching side of things? Do you feel like we're pretty much locked up in that department?
Yeah, I think that with that Tommy Kahnle signing, which I'm pretty excited about, I think that for the most part, they are pretty set up. Now, look, it's still a situation where you don't really have that closer.
Right.
But that can be okay. That can be an open competition. Hopefully Michael King comes back healthy. Really want that to happen. Yeah. Loizaga started coming on strong. Hopefully Clay Holmes can be good Clay Holmes and healthy. Look, obviously, no Chapman, no Britton, no Chad Green. So a lot of the mainstays that we've seen in years past will be gone. But there's a good amount of, I think the depth is there. Look, injuries happen as we've seen with these pitchers. So never a sure thing, and you can never have too much of it. But I don't see them making a big splash bullpen wise. I think that they can get by with what they have, and you never know who might be that random Ron Marinaccio. If we had spoken a year ago, I don't think we really would have even known who Ron Marinaccio was. Right. So I think there might be a couple of players in the system that might come up and make an impact. Yankees seem to be good in that regard. So I think bullpen is fine. But yeah, I'm wondering with the trade market, what's going to happen? You always hear Gleyber Torres' name. And so, but look, with DJ LeMahieu's health, things sound somewhat encouraging, but I don't really know what to believe there. So maybe those two things relate to each other, but Gleyber, could he be on the move? I think it's possible. I think shortstop, they're going to go with, more of the younger route. Now, Kiner-Falefa, if he's still there, look, he could be a trade candidate too. But I'm hoping that they give it, Peraza an actual chance, or even Volpe. Now, Volpe, I think, is a little bit, I'm not sure if he's ready, but we'll see. Maybe Volpe has an amazing spring training and he gets an opportunity. But I as much as you do have some really good shortstops out there, I think, especially with this Judge signing, I think that you probably end up seeing the Yankees go young with shortstop, which is fine. I just don't really want it to be Kiner-Falefa as much as I think Kiner-Falefa as a sort of a utility bench option is more tolerable, but yeah, it'd be great if somehow Peraza can win that job. That'd be awesome. You still have Oswaldo Cabrera, who's kind of a jack of all trades utility player who I think could be pretty useful. So yeah, there's still so much. I mean, the offseason's just begun. I'm excited to see. It's nice to take care of the heavy lifting with Judge, and now the real work begins. So I'm very excited to see where things go from here.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. But like you said, Aaron Judge signing to a $360 million deal for 9 years, locked him up for life. Good to have him back. Great face for the organization. So I'm just really glad it all worked out. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that's it for now. We're going to keep, everybody posted on any other signings that happen this offseason, which we're hoping will happen. So guys, just please like and subscribe and follow the show. You know, we're starting to build a little bit of momentum here. And yeah, it's awesome to be making content about the things that we love, the sports that we love. So, Derek covers Rangers hockey as well and New York Football Giants. So just be on the lookout for recaps, usually airing the following day on those games. But until then, let's go Yanks. Glad to have our potentially future captain back here. And I wish all the best of luck to Arson Judge in his adventure in San Francisco.